in business, there are ups and downs. There's peaks and there's valleys. And I don't really know what tomorrow holds. I'd like to say that we're going to continue to go up. And that trajectory will lead us to success and more success and more success. But because I do know business and I do know that sometimes there's some valley seasons. And you may remember this family meeting. I said, if for whatever reason we had to move from this house to an apartment and we all had to share a bathroom, sleep on the floor, would you guys love me any differently? And they all said, Dad, of course, we love you the exact same way.
Yeah.
We love you the same, whether we're in this house or an apartment sharing a bathroom and a floor. And I needed, one, for me to hear that. And two, for them to hear themselves say that. Because I wanted to make sure that they understood that no matter what, even sleeping on the floor in an apartment, even on a tent or wherever we had to be, that I was not going to stop.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like the circumstance wasn't going to stop me. And I wanted the kids to know that I was saying this out loud, and I wanted them to assure me that regardless of our situation, that they would support Dad in his pursuit to create a better life for all of us and a legacy.
If you're a go-getter, faith-driven and family-focused and need to break through to your next level, this is the podcast for you. Your self-talk can reshape every area of your life. It's time to dream and think big. Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self. It's time to elevate, baby. Let's get into the show.
Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience. I am so excited to be here with my co-host, Darnell Self. You know why?
Why?
Because it's me versus me. It's me versus me. And today we're going to talk about being unstoppable. Because you, my friend, are unstoppable. So you can talk about that all day.
Wow.
Sometimes I'm stoppable. So I need this episode for myself. So yes, but it's me versus me. This is our season.
Yeah.
Me versus me season, right?
It is. Yeah. And I love that theme, right? The whole me versus me theme. And today we are going to talk about being unstoppable.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, you don't know if you're unstoppable unless there's been someone or something that's tried to stop you.
That's so true. Never thought about that.
Yeah. I mean, if you've had movement in a direction for whatever, you're starting a new business, you have made a decision that I'm going to lose weight, whatever this is. If there's been no resistance, if there's not been an objection, if there's not been some hiccup, some roadblock, then you don't know if you're unstoppable.
Yeah, you don't know if you're going to stop when the going gets tough, right?
That's exactly right.
So you don't know if you're going to be able to push through.
That's exactly
unless
right.
something is a barrier there for you to push through it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And what I found is that it makes you even stronger. Right?
Because people say all the time, I'm unstoppable. Are you?
Right. How many times have you?
How many challenges have you had?
Exactly.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so easy to say.
Yes.
So I want to talk about that today because I believe anyone who's ever going to achieve a high level in life or reach a goal that's lofty is going to have some resistance. There are going to be some hiccups, some barriers, some roadblocks. And you have to make a decision right up front, no matter what. I will until.
But does that tie into what we always talk about, your why? Because if you put that in front of you, sometimes no matter what happens or what comes up, you just keep going through it. Because at the end of where you're going, you can see it. Like you can see the bigger picture. Sometimes if you have something in front of you to strive through, whatever's happening, you just keep running through it.
You know, I don't know the answer to that. And let me tell you why. I don't know the answer to that because I work with a lot of people who have their whys, their reason why written down. Like it's in front of them.
Right.
And they still stop. So if it's and it could be because they didn't identify their true why.
Right? Or maybe they thought it was their why, but it's really not. Right. And they're almost convincing themselves that that is what it is, but it's really not that. Perhaps. I don't know.
Or they're stoppable.
Wow.
Doesn't matter what their why is.
When the going gets tough, they just don't.
They just,
They give up.
Yep. So it's like I want to be able to retire my spouse, or I want to be able to send my kids to this school. I want to be able to, but I don't really like this rejection and these objections.
But
and
then
these
do you
challenges.
really want it though? Do you really want it?
Right.
Because you can say you want it,
Right.
but if you're unstoppable, if you're stoppable, I should say, then maybe you really don't want it. Maybe you're just fooling yourself into thinking that is what you want.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't know.
Right? Because you have to ask yourself, how badly do I want this? What am I willing to go through? I remember having a conversation with Tracy and the kids, and we were building our business, and the kids were getting older, and we weren't at the level where we are today, but we were making, a 6-figure income.
Mm-hmm. And
so I told the kids, we have family meetings. We have one this week.
We do.
And so we have family meetings with Tracy and I and our 4 young adults now. So I said, hey guys, in business, there are ups and downs. There's peaks and there's valleys. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know what tomorrow holds. I'd like to say that we're going to continue to go up, and that trajectory will lead us to success and more success and more success. But because I do know business, and I do know that sometimes there's some valley seasons. Mm-hmm. And you may remember this family meeting. I said, if for whatever reason we had to move from this house to an apartment, and we all had to share a bathroom, sleep on the floor, would you guys love me any differently? And they all said, Dad, of course, we love you the exact same way.
Yeah.
We love you the same, whether we're in this house or an apartment sharing a bathroom mm-hmm. and a floor. Mm-hmm. And I needed, 1, for me to hear that, and 2, for them to hear themselves say that, mm-hmm. because I wanted to make sure that they understood that no matter what, even sleeping on the floor in an apartment, even on a tent or wherever we had to be, mm-hmm. that I was not going to stop.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like the circumstance wasn't going to stop me. And I wanted the kids to know that I was saying this out loud, and I wanted them to assure me that regardless of our situation, that they would support Dad in his pursuit to create a better life for all of us and a legacy. And you remember that meeting?
I do, but you're making me think while you're talking. And sometimes being unstoppable is based on the support that you get, right? Sometimes you could be stoppable, but because you have so much support around you, it pushes you.
So true.
So even when you want to stop, you have your support system saying, no, remember the family meeting?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to go back. We want to keep going forward.
Yeah.
Even when you say, you know what, I'm done. I'm tired. Just forget it. So that's really key.
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of individuals who can still push through. They don't need the support, but that's a different mindset.
Yeah.
But to have that support, I feel like it could even give you that slight edge.
Oh, man, I know
that slight edge to do it faster.
I know it can.
Than you would have done it.
I know it can. Yeah, having the right people in your corner, it's everything. In any endeavor, put the wrong people in your corner, it could be the demise of everything that you said was going to happen.
Yeah.
Put the right people in your corner, and you can accomplish things you didn't even once have down as a goal. Yeah. Right? Because this synergy took place.
And then you'll never know. Like for you, I know that you're unstoppable because of the support.
Yeah.
It helped fuel you.
Yeah.
But you'll never know if you didn't have it. Yeah. Would you still be that same person?
Yeah.
You would like to think so, right? But I don't know.
Yeah. We've never had kids that said things like, Dad, I wouldn't want to live like that. I hope that if something was going downhill like that, you'd get a regular job. Like they never talked to me that way.
To go back.
Right. They've never.
It's always push forward.
Right. It was always like, hey, we love you the same no matter what, Dad. We're proud of you no matter what. And we're going to be here to support you. Mm-hmm. Right. And so having the right people around you, we're talking about being unstoppable.
Yeah.
I think does make a huge difference.
I do.
Because it caused you to say, you know what, I can do it. In fact, I want to do it for those who are pushing me so that I can make them proud.
Yes. And even the days where you're feeling like you can't, you have that. It doesn't have to be one person. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a gang of people supporting you and giving you accolades and rubbing your back and telling you it's okay. You just need one person. that's there for you, that supports you. It's like, oh, no, I got you. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yep.
You only need one person.
Okay, so having support is helpful.
Support is very helpful.
Okay. I'm going to bring one to the table too, since you brought support to the table.
Okay.
Being around other unstoppable people.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because being around other unstoppable people, you start to realize, man, we are unstoppable.
A group of unstoppable people can be dangerous. It really can, because everybody's personalities are the same, right?
Yeah. They're all like winners.
That's like a movement.
Yeah, it's a movement.
It is.
Me versus me movement. Yeah.
It really
because
is.
at that point, you're not even competing against one another. It's you, right? Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be better this year than I was last year. I'm going to work on me versus me. And so it's not about tearing down another building so yours looks taller. It's all about, how can I put myself in a place where I'm not holding these other unstoppable people back, and they're not holding me back. That's why I think being around others who are like, look, no matter what, and this is my story, by the way. So 4 of us said we were all going to hold each other accountable. Right. It was really 5 of us. And we were like, hey, look, no matter what, we're all going to make it to the top. We're all going to win together. And every day we held each other accountable. Yeah. But we were all willing to do whatever it took. And it was so far out of my comfort zone, but I could not go back inside my comfort zone because they held me out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's when, when you watch, you see memes, videos all over social media where someone felt like they were going to give up and they had someone right there who's unstoppable. They're like, no, we're crossing this finish line, like together. I don't care if we have to walk, if we have to crawl.
I'll come back for you.
Exactly.
Even if I'm ahead of you, I'll come back for you.
Yep.
I'll come back.
Yeah.
But it's amazing what you're saying is making me think, because if you have a group of 4 people, like you said, who are all me versus me, and they're all me versus me, but then they're together. So if I'm me versus me and we're in a group together, I'm not worried about what you're doing. I'm worried about what I'm doing, but we're worried about ourselves, but we're doing it together. Yeah. So it's a big difference. Like you said, when you have that many people together who are so focused on themselves, but still there to give you a hand. Yeah. But if you have something going on and I don't, I'm not worried about it because it's me versus me. If you have something going on and I'm trying to get where you're going, I'm not distracted. Like, I mean, look what he's doing. No, because it's me versus me. I'm right here. I'm right here. And I'm right here with you.
That is so good, because we should do these call parties and sales. And it wasn't like I was just sitting there waiting for the next person to make a call for me. They weren't going to make calls for me. They were making calls for them. And I wasn't just sitting there watching them make calls, because their calls weren't going to pay me. Right. So like you said, we all were there doing our own thing for ourselves, but because we're all in a room together, and the energy of other people stretching out their comfort zones, getting no's, having roadblocks, getting objections, having people hang up on them, having people say that'll never work, you're crazy. It showed me I wasn't the only one. And again, it's helpful. At least it was helpful for me when I realized, man, there's a lot of us who are unstoppable. And so I think having the support is key.
Getting around the right
people.
Getting
around your associations, being around some other unstoppable people. I can't even imagine where you'll be a year from now. Yeah. If you find some other unstoppable people who say, look, we're going to read this book together. We're going to present our product, our services this many times a day. We're going to market this, and everyone is doing their own thing, but they're all holding each other accountable because they're unstoppable.
Right. And how unstoppable would you be if you had this t-shirt, me versus me, with this podcast episode and this t-shirt, and it's Thursday? Oh, wow. Man, unstoppable is an understatement.
You're getting really good at marketing. You're getting really good at marketing. I love it. I love it. Look, whatever you market, if people don't know that you have it, they don't know to buy it. And so if you feel like you're saying it enough, you're probably not saying it enough.
Yeah, but seriously, me versus me is so key if you really, really internalize it and think about it, because you put your blinders on and you're so focused on what you have going on and what you can do for you. It extends out and it eventually touches everybody else. Yeah. But you have to get you together first. And once you talk about being happy and me versus me, you have to know that you're unstoppable because you'll believe it.
Yeah.
You'll believe it.
Yeah. So
right?
That should be a part of your affirmations and your self-talk. Like, I am unstoppable.
I am unstoppable.
Yeah.
And it's me versus me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's key.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that, because, and I'll unless you have something else, I'll just give this last tip here.
Sure.
When I think about being unstoppable and I think about, athletes, I think about even our boys, waking up 5 a.m. and working out extra, even when the team is not working out. So I think about when you want something and you say, what is it that would stop me from going after it? That'd be a great question to ask yourself. We used to call it the I quit, your IQ level. What's your IQ level? What's your I quit level? Like, and you had to write it down. What would cause you to quit?
Like, what could happen?
Yeah.
And you would be like, I can't.
Right. You would have to just write it down. So anything else outside of what you wrote down, you can't quit. You can't stop.
That's good.
Because you said this would be the only thing.
That's good.
Like, if this one thing happened, I'm not sure how it would function in life. If I lost this person, whatever it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would have to reorganize.
Take a minute.
Take a second.
Yeah.
Anything else? I don't have an IQ level.
Wow.
I'm going all the way.
That's good.
So I would say, visit that, right? Like, look, and maybe write it down and say, this would be the only thing that would cause me to stop. And maybe that's only a hiatus, right? And it's not
just taking a pause.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So, but I would say visit that. And then that way there is no other excuse.
Yeah.
Right. There is no other reason you would stop because you've just told yourself, no matter what, I'm going to go after what I know is supposed to be mine. And this is how I felt because I just felt, babe, look, I can't continue to give myself reasons why I'm not becoming the person I know I'm supposed to be. And when you get to this place where you feel like, I don't care what people say, I don't care how many people I have to have say that, which is not going to work or I don't want it, whatever it is. So it wasn't a number. It wasn't like I wrote down, if 100 people tell me no, I'm going to stop.
Right. It
wasn't that I wrote down a thing that they could say, like, I can't believe you're doing this, you're dumb. So it wasn't a thing someone could say, and it wasn't an amount, a quantity of people who said it.
Yeah.
So that meant that no matter what you said, and no matter how many times you said it, or no matter how many people said it, I was still going to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So if you have that down, guys, what's going to stop you? Don't let someone else's opinion ruin what it is that you said you wanted. Because if you buy their opinion, you must also be willing to buy their lifestyle. And most of the people who have opinions, you don't want their lifestyle anyway.
Right. Right. That's true.
All right, guys, this has been another self-talk episode. Remember, the things we say to ourselves about ourselves eventually determine what and even who we attract for ourselves.
Me versus me, babe.
Let's go. Unstoppable.
Thank you for listening to the Self-Talk Podcast with Darnell and Tracy Self. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And we'll see you next time. And remember, talk good to yourself.
If you've ever started something and said to yourself, I'm not quitting until I reach the finish line, there's a perfect podcast for you. The We Won't Quit podcast by my man, Mike Humes, mailman to millionaire, never gave up. Not only did he have success, but he's helped a ton of other people do the same thing. He's going to be interviewing people who never stopped until they finish. So check it out. We Won't Quit podcast.